I can't get away with anything anymore. I can't get away with anything. That's when I changed. When I stopped living by the laws of man. I used to live by the laws of man. So I would try to break these laws and get away with things. Now, I live by universal laws. The law of polarity, the law of compensation, the law of divine oneness, the law of diminishing intent. Do you realize that you'll never get away with anything? You will pay for everything you do in this life. The law of compensation is karma. What you put in is what you get back. So, since I've known for a long time, stood back, watched, and observed how I was affected by my actions, I no longer wanted a piece of it. When I was a kid, before prison, I just thought I was being governed by laws of man. This is how you change. You finally change and turn that corner when you shift. When you shift from laws of man to universal laws. Law of compensation, like I said, is karma. When I knew karmic debt was a reality, I stopped everything that would keep me from the life I wanted. So I made a vow to never do to a partner, to a friend, to a person, which I wouldn't want done to myself. So the furthest I've gone in any way is this type of speech, which I would like done to myself. If someone were to come at me with a lot of compression, but want the best for me and be guiding me with solid advice, I would want that. So some people see this type of teaching and they're adverse to it because they don't get it. But this is actually what I respond to. But in my life, the selling of drugs, which amounted to the destruction of many people, the violence, before prison, the cheating, all these things were the problems. And that's why when people ask me, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I say it's what I don't do. I don't do anything that's not aligned with universal laws. Nothing. And it's the greatest sense of peace I've ever known. I have no regret. I live in complete accordance with how my conscience guides me. And you've seen what's happened to my life. I mean, the law of polarity states that if you don't know sadness, you can't know happiness at the same degree. So the fact that I went and did that stretch made me that much more grateful because I knew that much more pain than you do. A lot of you guys aren't existing in these laws correctly because you just don't understand them. I'm not saying to go pull out the book and study them and be like, oh, what's the universal laws? And start posting about it on Instagram. Fuck that. The law of divine oneness states that we're all connected. So I serve you guys because I want to be served. So the law of divine oneness, law of compensation are congruent in my life. The law of energy and vibration is that these two cannot vibrate. So at this frequency, this high frequency I'm at, right now I'm at a high frequency this morning, I'm winning. Anyone who's low frequency could enter my life either through a message, in person, or in anything, and those frequencies won't vibrate. I'm at two of a high frequency, they're at a low one. So I stay impervious to negativity. If you see and feel negativity in your life, you're actually negative. You're vibrating at that frequency. I vibrate at that frequency sometimes, and I go lift myself back up with the workout. Same tools I've shown you guys. Law of diminishing intent. That motherfucker who consistently says he's gonna, it gets harder and harder for him to fulfill that because he has put space between it. Quantum theory alone shows that he's attached a negative feeling to a positive outcome he wants. There's much crazier things that working behind the scenes here. You guys need to know this. And this all came about by one simple law. The law of exposure. The law of exposure states, once exposed, we cannot be unexposed. So once I saw this, and my conscience sided with it as truth, and then I took the seemingly insignificant events, feelings, and outcomes in my life, and I applied them to my actions, because I was accountable, and I said, oh, this is taking place right now. This is real. Expose yourself. Expose yourself to universal truths, and then see the level at which you're governed because you care for your life, because you are accountable. I really never did it for others. I'm good to you guys because I want to live a good life. I can't know everybody personally. There's a few that I know personally. Coaching clients, just random people on social media, and people in my life that I truly love. But I will treat you guys all the same because I need to feel a certain way to do what I must do on this plane of existence. I'm not tortured anymore, you guys. I'm free. You guys can be free. I can set you up with a daily process and then align you with core beliefs and understandings that are aligned with universal truths so that you start to see it unravel. Then it's up to you to make the daily choice. Let's go!